It's like it just needed to
5,
Balance
4,
is important.
3,
It might be
2,
what it was.
Giuseppe.
1.
Skibbity-bop-bop-bop,
Juice Deuce.
skibbity-bop-bop.
Wildly uninteresting podcast. Welcome to episode 76 of the Wildly Uninteresting Podcast.
Oddcast.
I'm Adam. This is Sarah. That's Ian.
Hi.
We decided to stick with the couch episodes because it is truly relaxing to talk on the couch.
Much more comfortable.
to
It's
other
like
people.
therapy.
Yeah, man.
Comfortable therapy.
Welcome back to the show. If you're a returning guest, we really appreciate it. If you're a new guest, like, share, comment, do whatever you do. We don't really
I'm
care.
shit on him.
It doesn't really matter.
I gave him a finger.
If you're a new guest, fuck you.
You're a
You
new
should have been
guest.
here the whole time.
Go eat shit. We're on 76, and you should have been here the whole time.
Shout out to Brittany for this cool ass Roman Reigns shirt.
Yeah.
What up?
Pretty dope.
Although I don't think she listens. So
Well, fuck her too.
fuck you, bitch.
You know, I found though that there's an odd group of people. Like, there's not a whole lot of people that watch podcasts, and those who do usually listen to Joe Rogan or Joe Budden. And it's so interesting to talk to people. You're like, yo, I started a podcast. You should listen to it. And then they'll turn around and be like, have you listened to Joe Rogan's podcast? And you're like, well, it's been around
Who
for
hasn't?
15
Yeah,
years.
everybody has.
Yeah.
I don't know if you have to ask that question anymore. Why don't you learn, like, watch something different and broaden your horizons, you assholes.
Yeah, asshole.
But I will say I take something back
Asshole ass
about
bitch.
Joe Rogan's podcast and all the shit that I talked about the deal. So
Man,
his
buy
shit
it.
his shit still runs on YouTube, right? So I guess like he can
it's
still
still on
load his
YouTube.
shit on.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah, dude.
I don't know if we're
shit
gonna bring
balls.
it up.
He can still load his shit on his channel.
He's Joe Rogan. He can do whatever
So-
the fuck he wants.
That's
Yeah.
right.
You can't find the conservative ass shit on Spotify, but you can get it
No.
on the tube.
Yeah, dude. So I guess when it comes down to it, like that's our bad. He's over there basking in $100 million.
So realistically, what did
talking
Spotify pay for?
You know, I guess
Very
we want
good
the audio
question.
rights.
Yeah. we
Great.
just want you to come here, basically.
Yeah. We just want the
We
book
want your
rights
name.
to the badass
Yeah.
movie.
we just
Nobody
want your name
reads.
on Spotify.
No, nobody reads.
Get his comedy on there.
You know, I seriously like
I know.
that whole reading thing I did for a little bit, and
that whole reading thing.
I did. I swear. I tried to like do it right before bed when I'm relaxed and stuff, and I found like it slowly became a chore. And then I finally was like, I'm going to listen to audiobooks. I feel like a piece of shit for switching to audiobooks.
No.
That's
But-
the way to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I still retain the information, and actually I can like reverberate the information. Or is that the word?
No.
Regurgitate.
Yeah.
There it is.
At least regurgitate, and then I can like go and look up the things that I've learned in
Reverberate
books. You know what I mean?
What does reverberate mean?
It means like an echo when something reverberates.
Oh,
back
I got
to
you. Yep.
That's what. So I mean, I guess I could say reverberate. I'm an echo of the audiobook.
Yeah.
You dick.
That's
You
right.
fucking.
You're
dick.
just
but
getting
only if
real
it's-
fancy
but
with
only
it.
as it's playing. I started listening to an audiobook about synchronicity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
don't do that.
like with regular books, I stopped like 40 pages in.
Yes.
Did you learn all you need to know about synchronicity?
Yeah, I learned about all I needed.
It's probably, but the whole book's like,
The guy pretty much gave away the whole thing in a podcast one time.
you can't do that. Yeah.
You summarized it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
like.
thanks, but dumbass.
Right?
I like
Seriously.
Graham Hancock and like his teachings and his writings and stuff, but I can't stand to watch. He's not like watching what's his name, Jordan Peterson's talks. He's more of like clinical and just kind of annoying. It's kind of like bland and
Yeah.
that. But I think we became a culture though that likes the tidbit. Like maybe I think 10 minutes max is what I can stand on a video for sure.
So there's a lot going on.
Yeah, that's and then I guess like stopping and trying to retain the information and go look it up, and because if you hear something
Yeah.
one time, you can't retain it fully. You have to practice it. You have to keep it in your mind and fresh.
There's a bunch of stuff that when we listen to it, or even if we're watching something, I'm like, I'm going to have to watch this like 5 times.
Hell yeah.
Because we watched this whole thing on the Trump-Russia thing. It was almost 2 hours long.
Yeah,
And
packed full of information.
Yeah, it was fantastic. I was interested the whole time, but I just felt like it was moving so quickly, and
Yeah.
I didn't retain really
Was
anything
it like
from
at
it.
the Alex Jones pace type thing?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was nuts. Like, I don't know. Like, there's so many people involved, and I couldn't tell you one except Putin and Trump, which I knew before I watched it.
That's all you need.
Dude, it's truly insane to me that Trump is still president after all that shit surfaced and all the connections come out. Like, it
Yeah.
blows me away that and that's what Sarah was saying. Is like, we might not have elected the guy. Like, I feel like people who are in power and have enough power, there is no like, oh, we'll do a fair election and be fine. There is none of that. If they want him in power and in a place of power,
They're going to put him
they're
there.
gonna put him there.
That's a cynical perspective.
Come on, dude.
We're pretty cynical about our government and government officials around the world.
Reasonably
Yeah.
so.
Are you? I just say, are you not? Like, I'm
No, I
definitely
absolutely
cynical.
am. I just felt like if I said it, I'd be like a counterpoint for a minute. But I agree.
Yeah.
I just
Well-
I don't understand how we elected this. A true idiot.
Yeah.
We didn't. They did.
Yeah, I
They
was going to
did.
say, especially after watching that, which I questioned it to begin with, but I don't believe for a second that we voted
It
him
was
in.
fair.
Oh no, I think
Yeah.
he genuinely won. I think I was just thinking like the three of us didn't vote him in.
Oh,
No,
yeah, no.
hell
I don't
no.
think there was any foul play. And
Come
if there
on,
was,
dude.
even if there was Russian collusion, I don't care. Because if I were
don't
running
even
for president, like I would more so appeal to like France or like Romania
Oh, yeah.
or something. But
Yeah.
I'd be like, hey, my opponent, dig up everything you can on them
Yeah.
and send it to me.
Yeah.
You look like a France ass dude for sure.
Hell yeah.
Like,
You
I could
France
see
ass mug.
if I was a French guy, I'd be like, that's my president. We're gonna do whatever we can to get him in.
I definitely thought you were going to say something else.
No,
Yes, that's it. Yes.
For me.
no, that's
Oh, shit.
I don't know, man.
Y'all motherfuckers like cheese.
And it had a lot of information about how the Russians were actually filtering in money, like laundering money through Trump Towers and like buying properties for 3 or 4 times their worth and they have like all
That just
this.
sounds like generous businessman shit.
Yeah, he's not
Yes.
that good of a talk.
So
He's not
many
that
generous
smart.
businessmen in the world.
He can't be. He's not that smart of a businessman to be like talk somebody into 3 times. And it was what, $92 million.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not like, just a regular piece of property, 120, 290. We're talking about 92 million.
Dude has a gold toilet. Why is he gonna buy some house on the suburbs?
Fuck, man. But,
Because it would be cool to be that house on the street that's got the gold toilet.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's true.
Yeah.
But
Not
let's
the
say
run-of-the-mill toilet.
let's say that it's openly as corrupt as we believe it is, right? The world in general is corrupt as we believe it is, right?
Except Canada.
Are you okay with like living in a place that like is that fucking corrupt and that blatantly obvious that we're just like, well, he's the president now, we got to live with it? Like,
Well, I mean, there's a part of me that is kind of on board with it because I kind of hoped for it in a sense. But once it's happening, it's like, well, okay, let's get it over with.
Yeah, can we be done with
It's
this?
Yeah.
like with anything.
maybe
you
if the American people would learn anything from the mistake,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? If we would back up and be like, oh, we
That's gonna
fucked up.
take a while.
There's
And I say
definite-
we as in America, not
the
we as in
people.
people.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
Americans.
us.
I just don't feel like that's the case, though. You would think that it would be, that people
No.
would be like, oh, man, we really fucked up, but there's so many people
There's so many,
who
dude.
still
Dude,
are like,
There's
yeah,
still
dude.
motherfuckers I see like actually like posting and shit, and they're talking about being a good Christian and shit.
Yeah.
Like God's on his side.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
he
man.
just, he's
Have
that
you even
good
read the
Christian
shit?
that wants to grab that pussy.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, that's what Jesus did right
Yo.
before he turned his blood into wine.
that's why they crucified him.
I swear,
Grabbed a pussy.
I had no clue that they had a video of him saying, you can just
Oh,
grab
yeah.
her pussy, grab her by the pussy. I didn't know that.
Hell yes.
I just thought it was like said in a board meeting or some bullshit, and they were
Yeah.
like, well, he said this.
That's
There's
what
a
it-
video
I
of him
just
saying it.
swear.
That didn't bum me out though, because I agreed. Like in the context of the shit,
Yeah.
like the type of broads he was talking about, and like the
Oh,
the
Yeah.
culture. It's like, Yeah, absolutely. You can, because they'll allow it.
Yeah.
And then for outsiders to look at that and think,
I guess
we shouldn't
so,
have that as
yeah.
president. It's like, well, you don't know those circles of people.
Yeah.
You don't know that mentality.
Well, and also, like, I felt like just surface, they were just mad about the fact that he said, grab her pussy.
Yeah.
And it didn't go
My
beyond.
pussy. Nobody wants to grab your pussy, Bertha.
Bertha?
That Bertha pussy.
Yeah, it's truly upsetting though to see what kind of like he's just like a bumbling idiot, and he's almost like a toddler that never learned how like social abilities. He just grew up into this weirdly orange, fucked up hair.
And he's not even Asian.
Yeah, I just that makes you wonder though.
Racist.
Look, you know how people are like, oh, well, I wasn't born with these gifts, or I wasn't born with that. Yo, President Trump, Donald Trump became president. So that means
Jefferson
you can do pretty much anything, because you got a nitwit in office, right? That's leading a country.
Yeah.
Bro, don't worry that you can't run a 440. You can be president. You know what I mean? Or you can be on the Raiders or whatever.
Tom Brady, if you want it,
If you
can
want,
get
dude.
it.
Yes. Well, that's
be an
why
idiot.
Run with Gronk.
I really think I don't think that he really won. I'm still convinced after watching that, and like I said before, I was kind of thinking it anyway, but he definitely was voted in, and that got me like paranoid and like nervous. Like, okay, they already did it once. They are definitely going to put him in office again.
Yeah, that's when we were driving down
can't
Georgia, which on the way to the campsite in Georgia, there were at least, by the time we got into like in the beginning of Georgia into Georgia, it was maybe like a 30-minute drive, and there was every bit of 100 churches that we counted, and that's when we started counting.
Yeah.
We saw 100 churches, so
There were
all these
so
Bible-thumping Christians had all these big banners of Trump 2020 and shit. He's probably going to get elected back in.
Yeah.
It's
God.
sad. It's
If it
fucking
was
sad.
based just on what Georgia wants, he would definitely be in
If that were the
office.
case, though, like at least 30 other states would be in flames already.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess they are kind of starting
Well,
on the
there's a
West Coast.
few.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're working on it.
There's
Damn you,
definitely
Georgia.
a couple.
Georgia.
Oh, did you see where Jimmy Carter admitted that his son smoked weed with Willie Nelson on the White House roof?
Oh,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Good times.
Damn, what a place to smoke.
I think
On the roof of the White House. A roof is
On the
cool
roof.
already.
Yeah.
didn't Jimmy Carter, isn't he the one that's like helping building homes for
Yeah.
the home? Yeah, that guy, dude. I
He's
fucking
the one that actually has a heart of gold.
Yeah, that's
it's
awesome. I never knew that.
dope. No, but as far as like Vladimir Putin, I think I'm saying that right?
Poutine.
It
No,
makes
it's
me
not.
it makes me so upset. There's not like a legitimate Rick and Morty transport gun, so that you can go into his office and just like off him before he ever got started, then hop back in the portal and just come home and sit down and be like, mission's done, mission's good,
Mission's done, yo.
mission's good. We ain't got to do that no more.
Yeah.
You know what I
It'd be
mean?
Real
It's
nice.
so weird.
Floop.
This world. That's what I told
Empty out
Sarah.
of hand.
I said, if you look
You
at
can
the
only
world,
use it once.
if you look at the world for like what it is, and all the corruption, and like people can move in and just like bomb the shit out of people and like have no reprimand whatsoever or whatever, it makes you like suicide isn't that bad,
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, if there is a promised land, or say like an energy that you go to, like that's pretty dope compared to this shit. Like, I'll take suicide, especially if I'm going out like with a bunch of like pain meds or some shit.
Well, and if
Take
you
me
made
out.
like a pro-con list,
Oh, it would definitely be on suicide.
oh yeah, yeah.
That's, I think
You're
that
killing yourself at the end of a
Yeah,
pro-con
dude.
list.
if
I
you made a
promise.
pro-con list, and
Every
people,
fucking one of them.
that's the good thing about a stupid Christian, because they'll be like, look, dude, God's ways are bigger than ours. The bad will get theirs. I haven't seen it yet. Yo,
Yeah.
you want to tell me the bad's going to get theirs someday? Get the fuck out of here.
Well, they do eventually
Yeah.
die.
Well, we all do.
Who said that's bad? We're just now sitting here saying we
Saying
want to
that,
kill ourselves.
The
Yeah, but you made a
fuck?
pro-con list. Most of those people
Oh, that's
didn't.
true, yeah.
It's against their will.
Because I'm a reasonable human.
Everybody changes the
Make a
channel
pro-con
for like
list.
a commercial, But
Yeah.
they didn't choose to change the channel.
I would like to see our audience like make a pro-con list of like life or death. And we're not talking about like, oh, I can see it through the, the rose-colored glasses. Like
she's not
even the
Rachel.
terrible is good. You know what I mean? Like even the hard parts are rewarding. Don't do that shit. I'm talking like a legitimate pro-con list. Like this is good on this end, this is bad, whatever, right? And I guarantee you suicide's coming out the victor. For sure.
Yeah.
It's coming out the
No,
victor.
man, because uncertainty reigns.
Ooh. Like a
The only reason I don't
variable.
kill myself is because what if I'm wrong?
Yeah.
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 And then I'm conscious on the other side. And I'm like, man, I done fucked up.
Now you just have like a hole in your head or whatever.
Where's that black hole? How
Or
do I get back to
liver
where
failure.
I was? You can't.
What about that? What if you ended up like the guy, like say you were going to blow your shit up, right? And you're whatever. And you're like that dude. We watched that documentary where the dude got shot point blank in
Yeah.
his temple.
Yeah.
And just his whole face was gone. He had this huge crater in his face and he's still alive. Like, I would not want to be
Yeah.
that guy.
It
Like,
sucks.
Man, there was the video of the dude that was on Facebook. He was streaming and he like blew his head
Oh,
off.
shit.
And I was talking to a dude
Yeah,
at work,
man.
Justin, about it, and he had sent me this death Facebook group, and he
Oh
got
my
all
God.
excited. He sent me some videos.
Oh no.
I stopped after 2.
Oh, yeah, you
Yeah,
have
I mean,
dude.
I'm gonna continue later, but in one sitting, 2 is all I could
It's
take.
it.
I was like, "Fuck, dude!"
I
It was the
can't
first
do
one.
all that.
Dude had a pickaxe. Oh,
Damn, dude.
yeah.
It got
Dude.
real.
No.
It was
Real quick.
nuts.
No.
Hey, I got real.
Obviously,
told
it was in
him.
Detroit.
Yeah. Before
obviously.
we started, I said, "What if I cry?
And you did it.
I might cry right now. I cannot."
Dude got cut open after that.
Stop.
Hey, I will say there was
Jesus.
there was
I
a little
couldn't watch
portion of
it.
there was a little portion of time that I was like not into. I won't say I was into, but I would watch the
jerk in
school
it.
shooting videos, right?
Yeah.
And the ones that they had like the kid, shooting up the place, and then he would like off himself or whatever, just trying to get in the minds like what makes a mass shoot, like why, what in here changes to where you can be like, I can do that. Same with like blowing your brains out or anything like that. Like what gets in your mind finally that it's like, that's it, I'm out, fuck this. And
Yeah.
you do it in the worst way possible. There's so many other better ways to like off yourself, like pain medicine.
Yeah.
A lot of
Well,
it.
I mean,
Like any other way, essentially.
Hospital
Except
style.
apparently a pickaxe. I never thought about
the
that. That's
closest
just
I've
clever.
really come to a change of headspace of that magnitude is when I decided one May that I was just gonna drink black coffee. I just woke up one day. I was like, what?
Yep.
Black coffee is
Yes,
the way.
yes,
the way I'm
the
gonna do
way.
It's kind of like shooting a bunch of people.
It's
and then killing
definitely the
Yeah,
same
man.
thing. Yeah. You know what?
On the same lines for sure.
Genocide's the way.
yourself. Genocide's the way.
No,
Or mass
and
murder,
trust me,
I
at the
guess.
end of the like
Genocide's better.
at the end of the like the 2 months, 3 months that I spent, and I was like, I wonder what my algorithm is saying about me right now because it can't be that good at all. They're like, this dude's about to lose it.
It's
We
a
better
good
watch
thing
him.
that you're not in high school doing this because they'd probably show up at your
Oh,
house.
for sure. I think.
They'd be
Yeah.
like, you can't come to school anymore.
No, that's but just trying to get in the mind of somebody who just loses their shit completely and is just like not on, because at that point you're not even on this planet
Right.
because you don't have the moral standpoint, you don't have like Christianity within you or religion for that matter, because people with
Patriotism.
religion wouldn't do it, I don't think, unless you're on the
Taoism.
Crusades.
Jesus.
Hinduism.
Hinduism.
You voted for Trump, didn't you?
Thought
Bullshit.
about it.
I think we were all just waiting for like somebody to like speak the truth or like speak their mind, and then like that guy came and we're like, he might be it. And now we
Yeah.
realize, no, he ain't it. That ain't the one.
No.
He ain't the one.
Drain the swamp. But instead, let's just keep the swamp. Let's add some blood to it.
Yeah, just add some extra shit. God.
Yeah, that's kind of, yeah.
I was thinking, like, I feel like Trump represents maybe not a majority of the people in America,
Right.
but at least quite a few.
Yeah, certainly. Yeah.
But that's how
Quite a
we got in
healthy
this
amount.
situation. And that's what even, I guess, continues my fear
Yeah.
That's what I'm
Thank the
saying. Yeah,
Lord.
because
It's
we're not gonna.
because
like
these
it-
people still exist.
Yeah, we're not gonna work our way out of that stupidity. Like those people just pretty much have to die off, and then you
If
know,
only we had the portal.
It's
yeah, dude.
it's either a learning experience or it's just the beginning.
Just the beginning. I was reading an awesome story about this Baba Vanga or whatever.
I
It was
cannot
this-
remember her name.
It was this lady, dude. Well, she was a child at the time.
I think it's
was
Baba
she?
Vanga.
Baba Vanga, yeah.
Yeah.
And so she was picked up in a tornado in her village, right? And she was carried many miles away. When they found her, she had like all this dust and debris in her eyes. She, long story short, went blind. But afterwards, she could like sit down with another human and look across from them, and she could see their entire life from birth till their death, like it was a movie. Like they did scientific studies on her and shit that were like, they said she was 85% accurate on everything that she said. 85%.
God.
Because she did
Right.
offer some like healing stuff that was kind of like on the verge of, that's a little weird. Why am I rubbing mint on my asshole for no reason? You
If
know?
she could tell
That
you
would
your
burn.
life, who gives a fuck?
Right?
You don't do it, you're an idiot.
But it made me think of that. Like she came up with predictions for like the U.S. would be taken over by China. The
Or
three,
Russia.
the big powers. It was like China, India,
it
and
was-
somewhere else. They got together and then they took
Yeah.
over. She predicted 9/11. She predicted. I mean, all this stuff across her life she had predicted. And they called her like the modern day Nostradamus. But it was such an interesting story because they were talking about like this energy field that's within the earth that you can tap into, which is the same energy field that Tesla and Einstein talked about. And Tesla talked about it as if he could see the veil, but he'd never found a way to pierce that veil.
Can you
But people-
imagine if he could pierce that veil? Like
What he would
was
have
like,
done?
Yeah, like what he was like without piercing it.
Yeah, but what did we
Jesus.
call? There was a name for it, right? It's the something record. It's sky record, but there's another word for sky. Anyways, dude, is super interesting because these people talk about it like it's real. It's across like in the Hindu religion, the Buddhist religion, Christianity. They all talk about this space in which you can tap into, and you can see past, present, and future because it's all happening at one time. Like there is no dividing factor there. It's all one time. And it was so interesting. And this lady, it wasn't like she was in the 1800s, 1700s. It was in the 1930s and shit. I think she died in 1980 something.
Yeah, it wasn't that long ago.
1980. And more than half of her shit was correct. 85%.
1996 is when she died.
Oh, 1996, bro.
Is that her
Damn.
without the nose?
Well, it looks like it, but it's just a bad
okay.
picture.
Yeah, it's
Alright.
because it's like a.
It's like, that bitch is Voldemort.
Yeah, look
Should
up
do
that
something
word
about
that I'm talking about. The something record, the sky record or whatever.
Shit.
But yeah, if you get a chance, man, look it up. And it might sound like hippie bullshit to you, but when you see all these ancient texts that mention it and stuff, and then Tesla, before he died, mentioned it. Einstein has mentioned it, and this is how they say that all your thoughts that come to you are already in the universe. You just have to tap in to get them. You have to be open to receiving
Yeah.
them. And it was just, and it's interesting, like this girl going through that traumatic event apparently could tap into it without, the meditation, without the practices, without the teachings.
Yeah.
She just tapped into it. And she was even investigated because she was so close on this person. I mean, she, to a T, named how he was going to die, where he was going to die, and all that. And she was investigated by the FBI because
They
she was
thought
too
she
close.
did it.
Yeah. Anyways, that's my rant about.
Seems reasonable.
That's my rant. But she looked at it like we're gonna get taken over, and my fear is like the American people are so stupid because we followed all the fake news that came with Trump's election.
Yeah.
We're so stupid that we could be taken over by Russia and never know it. We could be taken over by China and we wouldn't know it until they were in our house.
Already taken over.
Ooh, what if they're already
It
like
has happened.
operating within the government and shit, and we just like
I have no idea.
We have no clue because we're too busy watching BoJack the fucking Horseman or some shit. You
He's
know,
talking shit.
that dumbass show that
Well,
somebody
once
watches.
I finish the last season, then I'll adjust. But until then,
Yeah, once there's no more to watch,
Once
I
there's
won't
no
watch
more to
anymore.
yeah, once it's done.
Yeah,
then I'll
fuck
quit.
you.
I like your style, motherfucker.
I can't
Yeah.
find what it's called.
Uh,
I want to
Ashwagandha,
tell you a
Ashwagandha.
story.
Okay.
oh yeah, go for it.
I went to
man.
the
I'm down.
gas station earlier this week because I was going to get some snacks and like a dip. And I pulled into the place, and I pulled into the first spot, I guess, by the door. Mm-hmm. And parked next to me was this chick. And I got out, and she said, hey, you. I was like, what? She's like, you know somebody died there earlier this week? I was
Whoa.
like, awesome.
Ah, damn.
And she's like, no,
Oh,
that's
they didn't
not
like that.
awesome. And I was like, don't tell me things that you don't want me to think are awesome.
Yeah, no shit.
And then I went inside. And
Yeah.
she was like, what? I was like, "Eh."
Why the
Oh,
hell
she was
would
hit.
she?
Yeah.
Hey, stranger, that. Oh.
That I don't know.
Yeah.
Why tell me? If you don't want me to think it's awesome, don't tell me that shit.
Yeah, like we don't fucking know each other. You don't get to tell me how I'm supposed to react to this information you randomly gave me in
Yeah.
a parking lot.
There's
Bitch, I don't care.
Bitch.
And it's awesome. I'm so mad.
And there's a part of me that I couldn't tell if she was trying to like be genuine or just to kind of like fuck with me.
Yeah,
But you know, I was hoping she was kind of trying to fuck with me.
I was thinking
and
the
then
same
I came
thing.
out on top. Yeah.
That's right. No matter what, she came out on top.
Hell yeah.
There's
Fuck
that.
her. If you're watching, bitch.
Yeah, this is an accident, you dumb bitch.
This
There's
is the
that-
third time I've given someone the finger.
There's that gas station over on, fuck, it's not Greenbelt, it's like Old Cane Run.
It's on that road.
And that dude was
You know.
like trying to go up to the door, and then they blasted his fucking head off, like right in front of the door, in front of the people.
Yeah.
And I swear, like a week later, I was like, I'm definitely going to that store just to see if I can see a blood stain.
Yeah.
And that's some weird shit to do, but it was like, I just wanted to,
Yeah.
I just wanted to see it.
There's something about all of like murder and horrible things that's intriguing.
Yeah.
Like when I watch shows about, you know, well,
Murder.
Yes, exactly. Two very different ways of saying it. Like I don't want to watch that shit if there's not real crime scene photos. Like
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
one of the best parts.
At least give
Yeah.
me a chalk outline.
Seriously. It's I shouldn't say it's one of the best parts. Like the whole like the mystery of it and solving it and all that
Yeah.
shit. Like I really that's why I watch the
But you want to
stuff. but
see what
Yeah.
they saw
Yes.
to make a decision. I think is more what it is.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know how I feel about making my own decisions about shit.
Yeah, dude.
I need it.
I need all the information to make an educated decision for
Yeah.
sure.
Definitely.
Down with that.
I need to know.
But there is a lot of intrigue that goes into, I guess, just death in general, but certainly murders, things that aren't supposed to happen.
For people who like work their entire life to like stay away from death and to survive, we are very interested in death and dying. Like a big majority of our life is spent worrying about it and thinking like, oh, well, what happens? Like instead of just living in the moment, we're more worried about death, the thing that we're most scared of.
Yeah.
And we're not thinking of it because we're scared. We're thinking about it like, I wonder if it's better than it. I wonder if it's like, I wonder if it hurts. Like,
Yeah.
get the fuck
People
out of
are
here.
so obsessed with it that that's why there's religion. I mean, they're like, we just need to know.
You just need to know.
That's why people
And,
believe that shit, because they just need to
They
know.
don't even
And that-
believe it though. They just want to.
Yeah.
That thing
yeah.
I was talking about is the Akashic Record.
Akashic.
Akashic.
Akashic. Record.
Yeah, man. If you out there, if you fucking like, if
Damn
you
it,
want to read
cat.
some shit that's interesting, read that shit. That shit is interesting. And have an open mind. Don't be like, oh, this is fucking some hippie
man,
ass
this is
bullshit.
Yeah.
It's fucking dope, man. That's all I gotta say.
I like
yeah.
to approach
That shit.
things with an open mind.
I immediately, when you told me about it, I was like, oh, for sure, this is real. Definitely is real. But I need to read about it and see how I feel, because
I
we
like-
often interpret things differently that we read a lot of times, actually.
I think that no, that's good though, because
Mm-hmm.
like you interpret it one way, I do, and then we like come together.
Oh, we coming
Come
together.
come together and converge on like a central point.
Gavin now. Shut
You know what I mean? It's pretty good that way.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
I think that's what's like lost on a lot of people is like they have their one way of thinking, and that's what the Russians played into is our group think, one way of thinking, black and white bullshit. Is because we're not open to hearing other people's fucking explanation or the other side. Like you think It's like that dude that went to all the leaders of the KKK and he was like an ex-cop, and he befriended them, and not changed their minds so much, but he allowed them to open their eyes to the other side, and they actually hung out together all the time, like him and these leaders. And he was like, "You have your beliefs, I have mine," and then they converged on a central point, like, "Okay, we're all people. I like this way of living. You like that way. Let's just call it even."
Yeah,
right?
they basically walked into it thinking, I know I'm not going to change this person's views, so let's do this shit. Yeah.
And the biggest part about this, dude, the biggest part about the Russians' like invasion, they didn't invade from the outside and blow us up. They invaded from the inside. And what did they fucking say that their main goal was to do in the democracy setting was to divide us individually and then destroy you after you're at your weakest moment. Because in democracy, if you can divide the people, if you divide the people, it makes them a smaller unit, a bunch of small, weak units.
Yeah. Trojan horse, but everywhere.
Dude,
it's a Trojan bear.
I swear, man. It's the modern day Trojan horse for sure.
Trojan Bigfoot.
Trojan Bigfoot.
And Russia is putting their dick inside of us.
Absolutely.
Without us even knowing it, dude.
Too bad.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we know it. We just can't find it.
Yeah.
Tiny dicked Russia has penetrated us.
You got a little dick, Russia.
Yeah.
Vladimir Putin definitely has a small
Latvia.
dick. He has the face of somebody who would have a small dick
He's
for
got
sure.
a small dick face.
Yeah. He has the same size dick that Hitler had for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
What if he has Hitler's dick?
Oh, what if they cut it off before death?
Reincarnation.
And was like, yeah, dude.
Ooh, what if he's Hitler's son?
What if he's Hitler's clone?
Cool.
Whoa.
What if they cloned a person?
Well,
and
they
it
really
was
should have named
Putin?
him Vladimir Hitler.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
That's just
Give
too
us
obvious.
a sign.
That's too obvious. You know,
Yeah.
the,
He wouldn't blend in. Maybe that's his name, but he just changed it.
Yeah.
yeah.
It would be like if Randy Savage named his son anything other than Macho Man Randy Savage 2. You're not going to know.
Two. Second coming
Not
from
Junior.
Randy Savage.
He's the second.
Hey, but
awesome.
as far as like the prediction things come and like Notre Dame and then this Baba Vanga lady or whatever, the weird thing about people who make predictions about the future, right? Okay, if I said something today like, yo, Vladimir Putin's dick's gonna fall off and blah blah blah, right? No, that's too dead on. Let's say, you know, birds are gonna fly into a building and there's gonna be a fiery catastrophe, right? I say that. How broad is that over the period of say 100 years?
Yeah.
It's eventually gonna happen.
Oh, absolutely.
Or something to like a small extent is gonna happen and be like, you're gonna shape it to be like, oh fuck, he said that shit.
What that
With
meant.
billions of people, you don't need it to be like super accurate.
No.
It's just, if you get 10% of the population thinking, maybe,
Yeah.
you're onto something.
That's
Absolutely.
like the Notre Dame is saying like, World War II is gonna be started by Hister or whatever. Mm-hmm. It wasn't spot on. It was like a couple letters off, but
Yeah.
you know, people are like, well, he did it. Well, no, he said Hister. I'm just looking at the facts.
Yeah.
You're just an idiot
Yeah.
because you're reshaping the letters. You know what I mean? It's not like you get I'm just
There.
if I can it you know.
He was
so
like, you know.
Oh, come on.
so I'm okay
I
I'm
gotta
okay with people making predictions and like clairvoyancy, right? But
Yeah.
you have to look at it from the standpoint, well, if she would have said, hey, on September 11th, 2001, there's going to be planes that fly into a building, you might want to watch out. It's going to be the biggest building we have in America, right?
Yeah.
People would have been like, oh, okay, cool. We won't let it happen, right? You said some vague shit, and then it happened, like, and it just so happened to be us. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. So I look at it from both sides. I really believe in her, but no, fuck that.
You go pee.
No, fuck you.
You're a cold piece of shit for
Yeah,
that.
you're real terrible. Like, we're like 30 minutes in.
30
You
minutes
peed
in
30
and you
minutes
couldn't.
ago?
I did
Jesus
pee 30 minutes
Christ,
ago.
dude.
Oh.
Well, I'm so
Fine.
glad that he's
Kentucky
leaving.
whiskey is a motherfucker.
Whiskey got you by the boo-boo. Yeah.
But, yeah, no, I absolutely agree. Like, the vagueness of it, but.
I like to believe in things for sure, but I'm also a skeptic. The same with like
Yeah.
Christianity. I still pray, but do I pray to the God that they do? No. Like, I pray because I feel like thinking whatever it is that put me, because I have no clue.
Right.
So I'm not putting a name on it.
Yeah,
Right?
well,
I think
of
it's
course.
unfair to put a name on it,
Yeah.
right?
I think it's a little, everyone, okay, so we watched Religious List, and everyone that he talked to, no matter what religion, felt that they were right.
Oh, yeah. Every religion felt they were
100%.
right. Like,
They are
yeah,
right.
willing to die for it. Right.
And this is just a little, like, egotistical, I guess. Like,
It is,
to
yeah.
not be open to any other possibility
No.
at all.
Yeah.
You are 100% confident? That's crazy. That's insanity.
I don't even think like scientists, when it comes down to it, are 100% on anything, because there
No.
can always be an independent variable,
That's
like
why
a variable
shit
change.
changes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And throughout the years, it always changes in accordance to the proof. Mm-hmm. Right.
Well,
and at the time, like, I'm sure you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like the one guy that was like, oh, the time period in which Jesus, and then
Yeah.
the time period of modern day science were so far apart that it can't be proven. There's no way to prove it,
Right.
no matter what you do. Ooh, disco time.
Well, and scientists are willing to, they know that humans are flawed. So we know this right now
Right
because this is the way that we determine that.
Yeah.
However, that's based off the knowledge that we have, which
Yeah.
is not all encompassing.
Right.
It's not. I know there's more stuff to learn. I'm talking about science and religion.
Yeah.
But I know that we have more to learn. That's how
Right.
scientists think, because they're willing and open to flaws and the possibility that there
Of
was a
being wrong.
wrong calculation
Yeah,
or like
one number
something's
wrong
gonna
or some shit.
change.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's
And-
fun that people that are against science, they're like, oh, science think they know everything.
Yeah.
No, they
No,
don't.
they
Yeah.
actually don't.
Here's
yeah.
what we know.
I always like
Maybe
the
we're wrong.
argument
Yeah.
of does mathematics really exist? Did we find mathematics, or did mathematics find us? Like,
Right.
does it truly are the numbers real? Like, does 2 + 2 equal 4 everywhere in the universe?
Where the fuck
Right.
did you hear that? Because I
Shit,
came in
what were
touch
we
with that
watching?
recently.
Yeah, I forgot what we were watching, man. But it was like, it was one of those series, man, and it was talking about numbers, and it was like talking about the pyramid, and they could like, well, they calculated the radius of the Earth from the measurements of the pyramid and shit, and it's like, well, are you finding that?
Was
or are
it
you
Ancient
just making
Aliens?
It might have been a part of Ancient Aliens
It
for
might
sure.
have been Ancient Aliens that we were watching.
Either that or that guy, the new Gaia thing
Yeah.
we watched.
I don't know why I turned to you and said what I said to him.
Right.
Like you weren't
We're
there.
incorporating everybody. For sure. No,
We're
that's
all here.
but it just makes you think like, are numbers just there because we've created an explanation for what's going on,
Mm-hmm.
or is it that way everywhere in the universe across all timelines?
Right.
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 So if it can change, like, what is possible beyond the stipulations we put on science? Mm-hmm. Or mathematics isn't a part of science, but it's
So
part.
mad.
But-
I can't think of what it was.
Oh, I
I'm
know.
telling
Because I
you.
didn't watch that Ancient Alien shit. Like,
No.
I feel like I'm just watching cartoons.
Was it? Look, he was all mad at you and shit for going to pee, and he's going to pee, bitch, we're 30 minutes in.
Rabba-dabba-rabba-bam.
Is exactly what he said.
Yeah. All right, well, let's just sit quietly while we wait for him.
Dude, how mad would you be? Such a funny
I would be
idea. Oh shit. You know, I would really like to know though what you were watching.
Yeah, I'd like to know that too, because it was along the lines of like, is the math actually there, or are we just creating it as a means of
Yeah.
explaining what is there?
It would be crazy though if all the knowledge that we have to this point, not all of it, but a lot, is based off the math that we have.
Yeah.
And I mean, I feel like the things that we know are mostly accurate. Some things, of course, change.
Right.
And math makes sense in my head. What if it was all wrong?
Well, see, like, that kind of crap, it's annoying because the idea that, there's no objective reality,
Yeah.
that combined with the fact of math, it's like there's a I don't know, a contradiction there. But at the same time, it's like maybe it's just true for now, and then as things change, the numbers will remain, but the formulas will be different.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, there's a thing on, they had that scientist, right?
Yeah.
That was on Joe Rogan. I can't remember the dude's name, but he was like, so
Steve Austin.
he was saying
Yes.
something about like he was talking to Joe and was like, does water boil at whatever temperature? They say the temperature. He was like, well, we found out that it boils at a different temperature at a different like air pressure or whatever. You remember that one?
Different elevation or
Yeah.
some shit. Yeah.
And Joe Rogan disputed. He was like, no, it's water. It boils at this. He's like, yeah, but if the conditions change slightly, pressure, atmospheric pressure, anything like that, or if you boil water on the moon, or if you boil water, whatever, it changes. And Joe's like, well, no, that's not the science. You know, this is the science because we're here on Earth. Yeah, but say global like climate change changes the pressure within the Earth, right? Well, then that changes. It does change what temperature water boils at, right? And the same goes, if we colonize Mars, it changes there. It's not going to be the same.
Well, even like with baking shit in the oven, it says like it depends on the elevation of where you are.
Yeah, definitely.
And like humidity in the air, I
Yeah.
think plays a role, right?
Hell yeah.
So if that all changes, then the science definitely changes. If we go beyond this planet, it changes. If I go up into the stratosphere, it changes. Like if I just go right above onto the International Space, it changes. Like they know that.
Water boils at X, at Y.
So I mean, when it comes
Enjoy
down to
figuring
it,
out those.
if the world dramatically changes for whatever reason, you know, like a solar flare, let's say, because that's happened, it's going to change the science of what we know. Like if it alters our magnetic field in any way, it changes right there. Like that's your variable change right there. So like deal with it. You fucking dicks.
Yeah, deal
I
with
don't know.
it.
It's just strange to think about because most of the things that you think you know are probably untrue. We have just rationalized this plane of existence for now in numbers and words and algorithms and whatever. Like,
But they're technically not untrue. They're true in these exact circumstances.
right.
So
I
they're
wonder if they were true in the like 1700s, 1600s. You know what I mean? Because we live for these-
900 BC.
That would explain how wizards and shit existed in
Yeah.
Britain, you know?
Yeah, dude.
It's like a
know?
You know? Like
I'm totally on board with whatever he says.
Hell
To I'm
yeah,
like
dude.
wizards for sure, bro.
Yeah.
well, you know, like
definitely.
Merlin and King Arthur and shit,
Yeah.
you know, existing in that time. And
Yeah.
because that's just how the world was at the time.
Right.
Hell yes.
know?
I can
Everything was
jump on
different.
board with it. It was a little different. That's why like the ancient Egyptians, like they can't nail down like how the fuck did they build anything like that, right? They don't know how any of it came to be and how they were so technologically advanced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then they wrap it up to like whatever. Oh, it was across this long time period, and they just like had the no.
They had aliens help them.
That's like the Bible saying, or Christians being like, the Bible says so. Like, that's just not good enough for me.
Yeah,
Like,
it's not. Yeah.
I believe that there were ancient fucking aliens. I'm going to say aliens, but let's say who were those first people? Anunnaki.
Yeah. I do think
were
it's
aliens.
an interesting oh shit, son. Interesting idea though that things we'll take Egypt because that's what we were talking about. They were able to build the pyramids because conditions were different. Things weren't the same. So if conditions were different and I mean what else would be people would be different.
Cats
Yeah.
can talk.
Cats could talk. Absolutely. That's
And
what,
what if they-
Sphinx, come on.
What if they utilize the quantum space more than we can? Like, we're just now beginning to understand quantum physics.
I'm so glad that you said it because I was sitting here trying to remember quantum physics because
Yeah.
that's everything that we know doesn't apply to quantum
no.
physics. It's all different.
Actually, yeah, I was just say
So-
when they plug in the same variables in quantum it blows it to fucking
On a
pieces. Like,
micro level, shit is weird.
Yes, absolutely.
extremely weird. There's an entire world within the quantum space.
Something
Yeah.
could be in two places at once and transmit information at great
Yeah,
distances
dude.
without touching or talking.
Hell yes.
Oh, but if you think about that at a large scale, it's like,
It don't make
Yeah,
sense.
no.
so then what if it's all just relative to size?
Yeah.
So like, you know, you get people that are like the size of planets, And they're like, how do you people run around and drive and listen to music? We don't have music.
Hell yeah.
All we have is stars burning.
It's like they
They make a
explained it
cool
as like
sound.
like an ant walking on a wire that you can see at a long distance, right? We can't see from that ant's perspective, but maybe within that ant's perspective, he can see 4 dimensions at one time. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? We live within our plane of existence, 3-dimensional space. But what if that's not the only space that exists? It's not the only dimension that's
Yeah,
extremely possible.
Absolutely, it is.
And that's like that Neil deGrasse Tyson's interview. He was like, atoms can only be arranged so many times, so many certain ways before they repeat themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where the multiple universes come from in the multiple dimensions, is because atoms can only place themselves so many times before they have to repeat.
Right.
Like, and he was like, so it's completely plausible that there's multiple universes just like this one.
I would say with that explanation, it's not only plausible, it's highly likely.
Highly likely,
I mean,
would say.
yeah.
And I don't know nothing about it. But it
infinity
makes
is
sense.
a thing. So, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
numbers just keep going. They don't just drop off at a certain point. So, if an atom can only arrange itself so many ways, done. We've got multiple universes like this. A lot.
God, that'd be so
Yeah.
cool.
Tens
What-
of thousands,
And then
if
a
not
lot
millions.
that are nothing like it.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's just a lot everywhere.
For sure.
There's either infinity or there's gonna eventually be nothing.
Yeah.
Hell
And then
yes.
think about like the quantum level. That's why I think DMT was so. I think that's so essential to understanding what infinite means,
Species.
because once you're in that space,
That's how
single
Terrence McKenna
things
would say it.
single things turn into billions of things, and billions of things turn into trillions of things, and then when you pinpoint on one of those things, it turns into a billion more things, and it's so awe-inspiring that you're like, this is infinite, like infinity. This is what this means when you can't nail down one thing at all.
That damn fractal crap.
Yeah, it's worth it to go through it to understand what not knowing means.
Yeah.
Like what no understanding means. It's totally like, I think that's where the holy shit, what just happened comes from, is because it's, we don't know not knowing, because all of us in our individual realms, we're like, oh, we have an understanding of the world.
Yeah,
That's
this-
the way it is.
This is solid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can change my mind with enough information, maybe. You know what I mean? But when it comes to something like DMT, I'll give you acid and mushrooms and anything that changes you to that point where you can break your ego wall down.
Right.
You get the understanding of not knowing shit. And
Yeah.
that's a weird feeling.
Yeah.
When you
Yeah.
can't hold on to anything, it just keeps slipping away from you. Like, that's a weird feeling to have as a human, because I can grab
We're so
it.
used to, yeah.
I know you're a human, but when
Yeah.
that becomes not
Tactility.
reality. Yeah, dude. I think
Yeah.
the most thing is to be humble and know that you don't know shit,
Mm-hmm.
and try to grasp what you can, but open your mind to the possibility of other planes, other universes, other options, because this ain't it, people.
Well,
This
and
ain't
that's
it.
where
This
the
ain't
whole
home.
science religion thing drives me up a wall.
fucking wall.
Because, like, I guess because we never went to the religion part of the science part. We go
Oh, we got
way
the
on to
science.
science. Yeah.
That's how we
But
do.
that's what it is that scientists are humble enough to be honest with themselves and say, I don't
I
know
fucking know.
everything.
Yeah.
But people who are religious, which not all of them, but a lot, it's no, this is the way, the only way.
Yeah.
I'm
The
100%
shitty ones.
positive.
Yeah.
I think that's what drove me away from
And
the church,
science
though.
isn't real.
Is the more I progressed into a human that was humble enough to be like,
Yeah.
there's no way you can be 100% on anything, and there's absolutely no proof one way. Okay, say the numbers are wrong, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, there was at least enough proof to be like, numbers exist, right?
Yeah.
They may be wrong, but they exist. I can
Mm-hmm.
see them, right? When it comes to, Christ and Jesus and God and all the apostles and all this shit, like, none of it makes sense because there is no proof. No matter how you want to spin it, there is no physical
Yeah.
proof of any of it. Face that fact, right? So I think the further I got into that, I realized what a fucking mockery these people were making of the human experience. Like, yo, you're trying to nail down this fucking beautiful experience with something so bland.
Yeah.
I just couldn't
And
take it anymore.
basic,
I was
yeah.
so mad. Every time I would go to church, I'd come home
But if you
more
think
mad.
about the people that are stupider than you and less imaginative,
I guess
they need that starting point.
Yeah.
I guess
most
without it,
definitely.
they'd probably go crazy or something. Maybe, I don't know.
So not everybody's out there on the freeway doing like 200 miles an hour. Some people are buttering along at 30, and they're like, I'm gonna stop to pee every 10 minutes. Those
That's
people
definitely me on the
exist.
car ride
Yeah,
for sure.
dude. Those people are
Hey,
terrible.
If you get a chance, if anybody is listening up to this point, we watched a new fucking series, or a new show. It's called Woke. It has the dude from New Girls in it.
Yeah, dude.
Super fucking good.
Winston, whatever the hell his
Have you
real
watched
name
it
is.
yet?
No.
Dude, super good. Watch it.
Do it. It's so good.
I mean, I will, because he's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah,
it,
dude, he's
so
even,
good.
and it has Blake from well, that's not his name, but
It's actually his name.
oh yeah,
Also, yeah.
Blake from Workaholics.
Workaholics.
Oh,
dude.
hell yeah.
And
Yeah.
he's fantastic in it. They all do fucking great. It's
Yeah.
a great show. But the funny thing
I
is,
don't
like,
know
it hasn't
who plays
changed.
Clovis, but I love him.
Yeah, I don't know that character's actual name,
Yeah.
but there's 3 guys that live in an apartment. It's like, okay, they haven't changed that aspect of making a TV show, but it's fantastic. The message is still good.
Hell yeah. It's
You
so
have to
good.
have people that live in apartments together. That's-
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like
He knows-
40% of human existence.
Yeah. It's like
Something
probably
like that.
more than that. Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Oh, goodness. Are you saying that the 3 people living in an apartment is too similar to other shows? Well, that's what
Workaholics,
I
where they
mean.
live in the house together.
No,
But
it's
how
just
else are
played
you
out.
gonna make a TV show though,
Oh.
without people being
No,
together?
no. I'm saying that, like,
Well, they should be
you got
neighbors
Yeah,
instead
neighbors.
of like roommates.
You got 3 roommates in that.
Spread
You
it
got
out.
workaholics, they're roommates. You got
Full
like-
House, where they're like related.
they're all in the same house. You get what I'm saying? I know that as like a shooting standpoint, yeah, that's probably the best way to do it because it's cheaper to rent out this one space and do all the shooting there. I can get like where it comes from like that. Low budget, right? But it's just played out a little bit like Seinfeld. They were all like in that one apartment pretty much all the time.
But they didn't live together.
And there was a diner.
Whatever, dude. You get what the fuck I'm
You
You guys
saying.
Lame
hate
job
Seinfeld. That's the
sometime.
point.
Well, I definitely hate
You're a
Seinfeld with a
rabid
passion.
anti-Semite.
With a passion. Fuck Seinfeld
He
and
hates
everything.
Jews.
I think too, like with Seinfeld, and I can't say that the dude made millions. Like whatever, but your shit sucks. I can't stand it. I can't stand
That's
the humor.
acknowledging that money is the #1 factor of value.
Right?
Well,
Yeah.
whatever, dude. His comedy had no value whatsoever.
You son of a bitch.
Oh, it definitely had value. It's fantastic.
I fucking hate Seinfeld.
At least that one joke he had in his last special. He's like, you don't say I want to kill you when you're in a relationship. He's like, you're so funny.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
fuck, dude.
goodness.
That's
He's-
worth at least $10.
At least.
But as far as TV
10
shows go,
million.
you always have that same basis of like, oh, we got like 3 friends and we do weird shit together and like whatever. And then of course like they smoke weed in that and like it's just all shit. But it's good. I like Woke. It's pretty good. Like I'll take the scan on the TV show style, whatever. I can take it because it's a good show.
See, they finished filming Supernatural.
No,
Oh,
did they?
yay.
Yeah, everybody's all sad and shit.
I mean, that is really sad, but I'm glad because now it can come out.
So yeah, the last 7 episodes.
Yeah.
They start in less than a month now.
Oh,
Yeah.
yay. Damn, it's going to go by so quick because it's only half a not even half a season.
Yeah,
It's
and
a
I don't-
third.
I don't think they're taking a break like in between weeks.
Really?
It's like it starts in early October and ends November 17th.
Oh, my God.
So yeah.
It's gonna be
like
sad
bam,
to
bam,
watch
bam.
that come down to it. You think they'll ever like revamp it, like come back out with it because
They better not.
Their fans are gonna
There
want
was
it.
a talk. Jensen Ackles did an interview. I think it was in Entertainment Weekly. He was like, "Who knows what's going to happen? But if say they wanted to reopen it for like a short run in
Yeah.
the future, I wouldn't be against it.
hell yeah, dude. Think about
I
it
wouldn't be
because
against it either.
there's a lot of shit that they're going back to now. It's like holy
Maybe.
fuck, like why are they bringing these shows back? Like that one has ran for so long, dude. It's gonna be sad because a lot of people watch it religiously, so they've become connected to these characters that
Absolutely.
now is practically like watching your friends die.
Yes,
is
that's
what it is.
exactly
A lot
what
of
it
times.
is. Yeah.
So now you gotta like, what are they gonna do? What are those fucking Supernatural fans gonna do? They're gonna be like,
We're going to
what?
kill ourselves.
Yeah, I'm gonna cry like a bitch.
You bitch.
Oh, I'm definitely gonna cry.
Yeah.
Yeah. For sure.
Put Casper on watch. Hey, don't let me kill myself over this.
At the end of this
'Cause
season.
I might.
This is
So
real
genuinely,
rewatching.
do you think? How do you really think they're gonna end it? Are they gonna be alive? Or are they gonna be dead?
They have to be. Oh, no. They can be dead
Yeah,
because they can
doesn't
always come back.
matter.
Yeah.
Damn.
I feel like it's either going to be really depressing where you're going to like sit and think about it for a while, or it's just going to be like, all right, let's go kill something else.
Yeah.
I guess, like
It's not
what
gonna
you
be
just said,
happy.
though,
No.
like
no,
with
not at
the experimental side of that show, like, where do you go? Like, because, okay, we've watched pretty much, well, all of them, right? Mm-hmm. And it's
all. Well,
generally...
except for this season.
How many times can you make a show about like killing a zombie, killing a ghost,
lot.
killing a, you know what I mean?
Considering they dove deeper into like the philosophical, like religious.
I do
elements
like
of
that.
stuff.
Yeah.
It's just like existence itself.
I guess
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
how it keeps up with like the nuance of like making better episodes
Yeah.
Well,
every
and
time.
that's, I mean, it's just like Grace. Like, they're still making, it's the same episode, but it's the
we
storyline
gotta cut this
within
tumor
it.
out. We gotta cut this tumor.
It's the
for this person
storyline
out.
of the people.
Yeah, I feel like that's
Same
too
thing
like,
with like SVU.
House when it ended. Like the dude was like, "How many episodes can you make of me miraculously saving somebody's life for some out of this world disease that all these variables that nobody's ever heard of?" He was like, "How many times can you make that?" He was like, "I'm done with it.
Oh,
I'm fucking done."
I guess I could see that. Like, but they gave, like with House, it had more to it than just that. I mean,
Even if it was just that, let's make a show that's the opposite. Instead of miraculously figuring out this difficult shit, it's just it's a cold.
yeah. Can you make them feel better?
Here's another
shit.
fat kid with a cold.
Yes.
Here's some Robitussin.
Yeah.
Don't take too much.
It's funny though that you said cold because I was thinking he can never figure anything out and they all die. It's like, he just kills person after person after person.
I lost the touch. I need to retire. I'm not gonna retire.
I'm not
I
retiring.
gotta get the touch back.
If I retire, I won't be able to eat all these pills. I gotta find the touch again.
Yeah.
I can see him like at the end of every episode being like, "Hey, what are you gonna do?" And then that'd be the end. That's his catchphase now.
Well,
Hey.
they should have had insurance.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would have tried a little harder.
I don't know. That's why I think it would be super hard. That's like the people at Always Sunny in Philadelphia, right? They were like, it's not getting hard for them to make episodes because it can always come out like all that weird shit. He was like, but how many, like, you know, at a certain point you overstay your welcome, even with your fans you do. Even though they want to see more, they don't want to see more like shit.
Shit.
It's like I want to agree with that, but at the same time, it's like, you know, you talk about characters becoming like your family and your
Yeah.
friends and shit. It's like,
Yeah.
are you just gonna stop being friends with your friends after
Yeah.
13 years? It's like, no, just evolve.
Yeah.
we
Don't
finished-
make the same shit. Just have different shit going on.
Yeah.
That's exactly how I feel
Change your
about it.
perspective. Yeah.
We finished that last season of Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and you could just tell like they're all in their like 40s and shit, and they're just like, I don't know, there's just a different feel to it now because you can tell they've personally grown up, but their characters they still have to be their characters, so you can see them acting
Danny
against their
DeVito is
life.
still the same.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
Like I was an adult when I signed on for this. I just want to get more weird.
He did.
Yes,
Dude.
hell
He got
yeah.
super fucking weird, man. It's awesome. I really
goodness.
like though that the only reason Danny DeVito like agreed to it was because his kids liked the show, and he wanted to be cool with his kids. He was like,
Hell yeah.
"I'm just gonna be on this show now," and he
Hell
saved
yeah.
it. Like
Yeah.
if it wasn't for him, they would have ended it.
Without Frank, man, it would just
Yeah, ain't that super
it would
crazy?
still be enjoyable, but it wouldn't be the same.
No, it would not.
I don't think they would have
have.
made it as far as they are now. It's so weird how that happens. You know what I mean?
He certainly adds a different, definitely different, but an additional dynamic that it's weird that one character can have such an impact on a show because
yeah.
it really does rely on him. And there are sometimes he doesn't speak a
Yeah.
lot.
He's just around.
Yeah, he just exists. And that's
Imagine
fantastic.
Seinfeld without Kramer.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Friends without
any of them.
Yeah, I was gonna say Joey, but yeah, any of them.
Without
I've always
Joey,
liked,
I think I'd like it a little more.
What?
It's hard to say because I love it.
How you doing?
I've always liked Kramer. I can deal with Kramer. If Kramer, like, I'm fine with that character for sure.
Yeah.
But if it was just that, like, they just blocked out all the other bullshit in that show and
Yeah.
it just showed him all the time, I'd watch that show for sure.
They should definitely do that. They should take Seinfeld,
Edit them all out.
edit everyone out, and it'll just be Kramer. And this whole time, like Seinfeld, the original, is like what it's like in his head all the time.
Oh, yeah, I was ready to say,
so
what if they
he's
came
just
back? Yeah.
crazy.
And he had no neighbors to begin with.
Yeah.
There was no Seinfeld.
It's like an apocalypse, and he's the only
Oh,
person who
shit.
exists.
It's just Kramer.
Yeah.
And they were like, he was talking to himself the whole time. Like
And he
that
is-
apartment's been vacant for years.
Yes, he just was alone for so
Whoa.
long. It's like being in solitary. Eventually,
Whoa.
you start
Yeah.
kind of going a little bit crazy.
Can Newman still be alive?
Fuck no.
No,
Damn it.
You know, one
but
time,
he'll be the question mark of maybe Newman's really there.
one time I was in solitary for I forgot what it was. It had to be a fight or something, right? And I'm there, but I had the nurse check my blood pressure like 1,000,000 times because every time I felt myself slipping where I was like talking to myself too much, I'd push the button and be like, hey, I think my blood pressure's too high. She'd be like, what are your symptoms? I don't know. I feel like it's too high though. And they have to come in if you feel like you have a problem or an issue, they have to come in.
Yeah.
And totally would come in and check it every time.
Be
Nope,
like,
you're
I'm
fine.
real dizzy.
Yeah. I'd be like, I don't know. I think the walls are closing in and stuff. But I'm talking to her in like a
Yeah.
normal speaking
I
voice.
haven't
Like,
seen the sun in days.
yeah, dude. It is super weird because when they were transferring me from a jail to a prison, it was so strange to see the outside because I hadn't up to that point. I've only been transferred like once, and it was real quick in a fucking bus and shit. But when I came out, I was in this like thing with no tinted windows and shit. It was fucking eerie to see like the world looked new. You ever taken a lot of mushrooms, gone way too far, woke up the next morning and everything just seemed like you were learning it for the first time? That's
It's
what
so
like getting drove to
weird.
prison was. I'm looking out the window like I was a kid driving to like,
Anywhere?
anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Disney World.
I was like, this is just fucking weird. Because it's weird to not be a person who sees it. And for somebody who is as white as I am and transparent, like I'm fucking like, I'm ultraviolet. You know what I mean?
You're like tissue paper.
Yeah, when I came out, like transferred to prison, you could just see the unhealth in my skin because I hadn't seen true daylight.
Yeah.
And the place that they transferred me, they didn't let us go out to wreck and shit at like all. And when you were, it was like covered. You know, there wasn't no sunlight ever.
It's just
It's so
so
weird.
weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely weird.
The good thing is though, I got locked up a bunch. Like for 3 years, I never saw winter. Like for 3 years, I was never out for winter, which was super dope because I didn't have to deal with snow and shit. I hate fucking snow. It was just so weird. Like looking back, I'm like, damn, that was like 3 Christmases gone, 3 birthdays gone, 3.
New
It's just-
Year's.
Yeah, and I feel sorry for people get
Thanksgiving.
like 6 years, 10 years. Like, yo, it was weird not enjoying those things for 3 years.
Yeah.
And then having one, like, holy fuck, how grateful am I to be? Like, but it was weird at the same time. Like, I was super nervous with my, like, first holiday
Yeah, definitely.
as a normal human.
I gotta eat this turkey. That's
What is
so
this?
Why?
What did you guys put in this?
Yeah. I don't know, man.
That's
But
great.
like you said though, about like watching the people killing themselves and stuff like that.
Right.
Once you see so many people like get beat the fuck up, it becomes interesting to see like how fucked up is the next guy gonna get. Like in prison, you don't even put the dominoes down. You continue to play while this dude's getting his head beat in with like dominoes in a sock,
Yeah.
and you're just like, I wonder if he's gonna win. Like I wonder if the guy without the dominoes is gonna win. You know what I mean?
How's this gonna turn out?
It becomes
Is
like
his
an
skull
interesting.
hard enough?
Yeah, and it makes the
Yes.
day enjoyable, kind of like because you're like, oh, this is new, and you like kind of look forward to fights.
And it's taut.
Well, yeah,
day.
and my God, it would be the only entertainment. There would be like nothing else going on.
Right.
Maybe you get to watch TV, but you definitely don't get to pick
I
what
got
you
3
watch.
Marlboro on Marcus.
Who needs a UFC?
Yeah, when you got real life fights in prison. good old prison.
Think CM Punk is ever gonna wrestle again?
I
No.
hope.
Yeah, he needs to.
Yeah,
I
he
think
needs to do
Sucks at
something.
fighting.
I
and
was
he
say
needs
after
to wrestle.
UFC,
Yeah.
after getting knocked the fuck out so quickly,
Yeah.
I don't think, man. His ego is probably crushed. Has he done anything since that UFC fight? Did he ever like try to go back into the UFC?
He had a second fight.
Yeah.
He lost that one too.
Yeah.
You remember we sat there for like, what was it, like 2 hours?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Waiting for that shit, and
It was 30
over
seconds.
in 30 seconds. I was so like, get
So
the
much
fuck outta here.
excitement. We had to go to like 2 or 3 different places.
Yes.
It's like, what the hell?
We thought
That was the weakest fucking fight
Yeah.
I've ever seen in my
That was
life.
disappointment.
Yes, true disappointment, dude. I don't know that I've ever.
And that's why I
experienced
don't believe in
disappointment like
anything anymore.
that. Because CM Punk
CM
lost.
Punk lost.
You ruined our lives, CM
You know,
Punk.
that was his chance. I think too, though. When who's the big baby guy?
ODB, Big Baby Jesus.
No, man. Hammer Fist.
I
Fist.
can't think. No.
Well, who
Yes,
is
yeah, it
Yeah.
is.
Brock
Yeah,
Lesnar,
Brock
because I
Lesnar.
was
Brock
like, he has
Lesnar.
to be a baby.
So I feel like Brock
He
Lesnar,
looks just like he did when he was a baby.
when he went into the UFC, it kind of made a name for like, oh shit, wrestlers can be a contender. I don't know who came first. Was it CM Punk or was it Brock?
It was Brock.
Brock.
Lesnar. Yeah.
Okay. So then CM Punk comes in and it's like, oh no, we just got lucky with Brock. And then Brock Lesnar only had that one move. Like if he got you down and was hammer fit, he's good. Other than that, the dude sucks dick at
Plus, I
fighting.
mean, he is a fucking beast.
Yeah, he's bigger
Yeah.
than fuck. So it makes you want, like, no hope came up. It's like if Ronda Rousey would have won in boxing against Floyd Mayweather, right?
Right.
Well, now UFC's people, and then like girls for that matter, are contenders with men. We can't have that. Like, you know what I mean?
It should be required.
Yeah.
At least
should.
once a year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that idea.
There was a guy that I wrestled with in high school that was always like, yeah, I got in this fight. Nobody had ever seen him fight. And he got in one fight where we all got to see him fight, and he was fucking terrible, right? And it makes you wonder, like, he was just trying to talk it up because, like, it's a known thing that, like, wrestlers weren't really good fighters. They were good wrestlers, but they couldn't throw hands. Like,
Right.
so it was always funny to me. I'm like, you just proved a fucking stereotype, bro. Like, 100%.
Yes.
You have been like talking yourself up this whole time and then got your ass whooped. But I feel like that comes with it though. If you talk a lot about like, oh, I can I
yeah.
can throw
Yeah,
down.
Because I mean,
definitely.
if you're talking a bunch of shit, you're not in the proper mind
No.
frame.
Well, I feel like a lot of people too who talk mad shit aren't really good. They're just talking that shit
Yeah.
because
I
And they
hope nobody
underestimate a lot.
questions this.
Yeah. yeah, and
For
because
sure.
I don't want to get in a fight. So if everyone just thinks
Oh,
I
if you
can
think I'm
fight,
big as shit, like don't worry
yeah,
about it.
you
Yeah.
don't have to ever defend myself and get my ass beat.
It would be nice though. Somebody talked a whole lot of shit, was actually a badass.
Yeah.
Yeah, best of both worlds.
Yes. That'd be very cool. I'd like to see that.
Yeah, that's how you get Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah.
Ooh, that'd be a good one
Damn.
to see in like a real fist
There
fight.
it is.
I'd like to
Yeah.
see
Oh,
Stone
yeah.
Cold in that. Goldberg, for that matter, because I was a big Goldberg fan growing up. I wish I could have seen him in a real, like an actual physical
Yeah.
altercation.
A fucking cage fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like with fists.
Fisticuffs.
A fist fight in a cage.
Thank you for clarifying for me. I really needed that in my life.
That's awesome.
It's so much
Oh,
better.
have you guys seen the picture of Ken Shamrock?
No.
Where it's like Ken Shamrock looks like Al Bundy on a bunch of steroids. And like he
Oh.
does.
Oh my
It's
god.
weird, man.
I have to. I'm gonna look it up right
Uh,
now. Oh, are
I
you
think
doing it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yay.
I'm just gonna say an Al Bundy.
Yeah.
Good
Ken
old
Shamrock, Al Bundy.
I got it.
Al Bundy and Ken.
I hope they put the
Shamrock.
pictures like side by side because that would be dope.
They didn't, and you don't need it because it looks just
You
like
don't need it.
Oh shit! It definitely does,
Yeah.
dude. That's so weird.
Crazy.
He just needs to put a
Super
hand in his
creepy.
pants,
Yes,
and he'd
ma'am.
be good. Damn, dude, that's funny. Plus, they got Al Bundy in the ring that one episode.
Yeah.
Let's rock.
Let's rock. That's
I
good
missed that
shit.
show. Did they revamp that show?
No.
No,
they
that's
shouldn't.
sad. No.
That's like the next
I feel like it's
generation
just
of
good the way it is.
Archie Bunker, you know.
Yeah.
You're not gonna bring him back. You're not gonna bring back Al Bundy.
Damn it.
Archie
think-
Bunker, Al Bundy, A-B.
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 Yeah,
A-B
got
cook.
them abs in this bitch.
Them ass in this bitch.
You know what I bought? As much as like I think the revamping shit, because like the people who watched those as a kid and shit are wanting that nostalgia back. We want those
Yeah,
things that
it's
we
not
grew
the
up with.
same,
It's
yeah.
not the same, but is it the nostalgia that we're looking for? Or are just like movie creators and television show creators just running out of fucking ideals like they have been for the last
Yeah, I think
20
that's
years?
what it
No.
is.
Yeah, it's all
Yeah.
of it.
I think that's what they're doing is like, well, we
don't
can't
have
come up with
ideas,
anything.
and we get used to a lens for the world,
Yeah.
and those comfortable shows give us that.
Yeah.
They can have new approaches, but it's like, oh yeah, I recognize this.
But that comes to a point where you're like, some things were amazing because of the time period, the culture that was going on at the time, like in the '90s, especially like if they brought back what's that show we watch, NYPD Blue. Right now, it would be entirely different, right?
Yeah.
Because we don't want to see cops on TV anymore. We don't believe in cops now. Now we're anti-cop as far as like the culture right now. It would be really tough to make a cop show that people would love like that. Again,
Yeah,
right?
definitely.
Well,
That
it
back
would be
then.
really successful in the redneck parts of town.
Yeah, they'd be pumped about it.
Yeah, which is
Get 'em!
half the country.
So it would
Screaming
be
Trump at the
half
top of their lungs.
successful.
Yeah, it would essentially be like everything else that's ever happened.
Yeah, so it'd be like life. Okay,
That's like some of the
moving on.
some of the music that became good around the times. Like I believe that Nirvana, if they would have kept going and dude never killed himself in that period, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they
Or
wouldn't be as big.
yeah, like
No.
some of the artists after 1969, like that movement was really good for those artists. But would they have made it beyond that or without that culture around? You know what I mean?
It all evolves because Pink Floyd, fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Eventually, people stop giving a shit.
Yeah. And that's a
Definitely.
it's a rough place, but that's what they like. Success is always rented; it is not owned, right? So you can do something, but if you continue to do it the same way, it's eventually gonna get old. We're gonna be
Maybe
done
on
with it.
top of the wave, but you are not the wave.
Yeah, you fucking get off the wave. Put the
Get
wave in
out.
a box, put it in the closet, shut the fuck up. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Awesome.
But yeah, there's a time period for things like that, and it just I don't know what the time period is now. Like we got shitty music, shitty television shows,
Right now, it's just chaos.
chaos. People are just like, I don't even know what the fuck to do.
It's insanity just across the board. I feel like
And
in every
It's
way,
always
shape,
been
and
that
form.
way. I think we're just older.
we
Well,
can
maybe that
recognize
is.
it more.
Because Germany took on the world.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe we are just older. I'm finally aware.
Yeah, we're like, oh shit, maybe this shouldn't happen. It's like, well, it's been happening for millennia.
Yeah.
You're just
So
now
get
catching
over
on.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
oh, now it might affect my ability to watch some TV shows I like.
I do find myself enjoying talking to like older guys and older females like more now that I'm like in my 30s because I'm realizing like life is more than just finding a girl, put my dick in her, and
Yeah.
like getting weird on the
Drugs.
weekends.
Yeah.
So it's cool talking to these older people that they've gone through their 70, 80-year run, and they're like, yo, this is what I've learned, and, take it or leave it. It's so cool, like, buddying up to those type of people because you're like, well, I can kind of see into the future. The variables will be different, but the way we interact with the variables are kind of the same. We take it on the same. You know what I mean?
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
The same hysteria that we attached to, in the 1920s, is the same hysteria we're going to attach to in 2020.
Yeah.
It's going to happen that way
Oh,
because we're
shit.
humans.
Japan bombed
Yeah.
Pearl Harbor. Oh, somebody
react.
flew into the World Trade Center. Oh, it's always something.
Always something. Better react
People
now.
have always sucked. Is
Yeah.
what that tells me.
We're so predictable. We're the smartest thing on the planet, but we're so fucking predictable and so manipulatable.
Manipulated it.
Manipulatable.
Easily manipulated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That too. But no, I just feel like you just gotta fucking be humble to the fact that we don't know shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shit's always changing too.
Awesome, dude.
only
Yeah,
we
be humble to
could
your
go
own
past
your own
14.
ignorance. Be fucking humble to your own ignorance is the key to this podcast, I believe.
Yeah.
Stop fucking making remakes of every TV. Every TV
Please.
show wasn't as good that it needs a fucking remake. Takeaways, you know what I mean? And make a judgment.
You know what I mean?
Make a fucking judgment for yourself every once in a while and read the material that is available. Not Facebook fucking message media, whatever.
Yeah,
Go
do
out
research,
and do the
please.
research and check the sources in which they come from.
Yeah.
But other than that, yo, if you made it this far,
Yeah.
we're like an hour and 15 in. If you made it this far, we really appreciate you joining us again on the couch with the purple in the back, white in the front, the flowers, the love, the peace. Again, I'm Adam. This is Sarah. That's Ian. Like, share, comment, fucking, message us. Let us know where we could do better. Yeah. Other than
Great
that,
shit.
dude, remember
own
9/11. Remember 9/11 and those who sacrificed their life
Yeah,
to
for sure.
rescue those in need. And and everything that we did beyond that point with the war and everything. Just remember all those people.
Fuck the war.
Yeah,
First responders were cool.
but that
Fuck
war was
the
kind
war.
of a little off.
That's a little misstep. But we got
coulda
some
did that
oil out of
differently.
it.
The war was bullshit, but the people still died. So
Yeah.
thanks to them.
Thank them for your democracy and hang on to your ability to protect democracy by voting for the right person. Not
Hey, did you hear
Trump.
about the chick that voted
I say
topless?
just vote.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, she was wearing like an anti-Trump shirt. I feel like it was in New Hampshire.
Yeah.
And they said like because of regulation and shit, you can't have that within so many feet or whatever of the voting shit. She just took her shirt off and went and
Nice.
voted.
That's
dude.
awesome.
That's my new hero for sure. But no,
Shit.
thank you for watching. Again, that was episode 76. Check us out, man.
Holla.
Wildly uninteresting podcast. Eat a dick.
I'm an arachnid. Oh.